Hey guys, welcome to Patched In with Patchbae. I'm Patchbae, and we're here with Randy Marx today.
I'm Randy Marx.
Hey, so Randy is a good friend, and he does a lot of sync placements. He's an amazing artist. Today, we're going to get to know a little bit more about him, his artistry, his workflow, all of that. So, just for people who don't know you, where are you from, and like, what do you do in music?
I'm from East Los Angeles, California. Grew up in Montebello, which is neighboring cities over. Pretty much all my adult life. Very much a LA native.
Nice,
And
nice.
as far as what I do,
Hmm.
I'm an artist, producer, and engineer. Pretty much do everything, wear every hat.
Songwriting,
Songwriting too, of course. Yes,
all of it
yes.
in the booth. So, one thing that I wanted to ask, like right as we're jumping into things, is the sync world is kind of, I feel like a lot of people think that it's a gatekeeping realm
hmm
of the music industry where it's not so much talked about until kind of recently. How did you get into it?
I was blessed with the opportunity to get on Street Fighter. I always attribute it to God, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, there's no other explanation aside from I was prepared for it, but that opened up the door for a lot of more opportunities to come
Hmm.
with the the project with Universal. That was for sports EP.
Uh-huh.
That led to the NFL and WWE placements.
Nice.
Yeah,
And so how long before that opportunity were you already working on music and doing all of that?
I've been working on music since nearly since I was in high school,
Okay.
but I didn't really start taking it more serious until like my mid 20s, and it was difficult. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of gave up at one point.
Who hasn't
Very,
given up at least once?
yeah.
If you haven't given up at least once, are you really in music?
I had to check myself.
You got to come back. You got to come back. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you came back,
hmm
and then what is it like going from the artistry of just being a solo independent artist to now making something for Sync? What is the shift in your mindset?
I feel like it was something that I always wanted to do, but I didn't know that that should have been the main focus.
Mm,
So when I finally had the opportunity, I was like, "This is dope. Like,
mm-hmm.
I think I want to continue in this lane." As you know, as an artist, I want to make music all the time, anyways. But I try to kind of put the two together. I
Mm-hmm.
want to make catchy, great music for sync and for the people.
Right,
You know,
right. So whenever you go into a Sync session, is it something? Is your first idea to make something that's dope, or is it to make something that's dope for the project?
um, for the most part, we have the creative control on a lot of the stuff. So I mean,
Just going making a good
I
song.
literally just show up with my engineer, and I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, "What do you want to make today?" He's like, "What do you want to make today?"
What do you want to make today?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hilarious, but we just get into it. We're
that's
like,
great. I feel like that's the best environment. I mean, we've kind of done both ways where it's like you have a topic and a
yeah,
brief. And I
yeah,
would say it's nice to have a brief
of
because it's
course,
always great to know what someone wants,
yeah,
but it's almost unless you have a crazy library
hmm
catalog ready, it's so hard to make something happen right there, ready for
absolutely,
the brief. So having the experience with not only the turnover time, all that stuff, but just even the catalog, the access to all of the music is so important.
right.
So are you always stacking up and like increasing your catalog all the time?
We are. Everything that I make now, I have in mind for sync primarily and the DSP secondarily. But again, like I mentioned, I like to make just timeless, catchy music anyway,
Hmm.
so it just crosses off every checklist on it. Like as far as is it relatable? Is it commercial? Is it catchy? I try to go into every session with that preparedness in my mind.
Right.
So and to answer your question, as far as the briefs or so, for example, like Street Fighter, it was like certain keywords, certain elements of like lean in this direction or so,
Right.
without saying too much. Stay away from these words, of course. Um, Jumping into the sports project, we had that in mind for high intensity, motivation, pumped up crowd type of music.
Hmm.
So that was actually a challenge for me too, because that's actually the first time that I actually was working with records around the 150, 160 BPM, and I was rapping a lot faster. And
Mm,
at
okay.
first, I was like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah.
But I got the hang of it pretty fast.
Nice.
Yeah,
So I think, yes, being in sync, it's almost encouraged to be able to step out of your comfort zone sometimes.
but
Because, like,
yeah,
there's you as an artist, there's Randy
hmm
Marks, but then they might want whatever they need from you. And just being able to do something like that and not take it personally and like, oh, they don't want my music. Like they just knowing that's for the project, I feel like gives you a lot of financial freedom when you're getting these royalty checks coming in the mail and you have more time to work on the music you want to do for yourself.
I
Is that
agree with you
true?
on that. I mean, yes, to an extent, but I've actually been blessed to get the trust from some of these producers and executive producers. They're like, "Hey, do your thing." You know,
Nice, yeah.
we for the most part, they got me because of my voice,
Hmm.
but I have the ability to be very versatile.
Hmm.
So I've been challenging myself. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with music again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm just re-falling in love with my passion for music because I'm
Right.
like, every time I'm like, man, I have a country record, I have a sports record, I have a indie pop record, and my library is just growing.
Right.
Hmm.
See, and I love that. And I think that there's that side of things, and there's also the side that people don't see as much, but it's the back end, the behind the scenes of being an independent artist.
Yeah.
So they don't realize that you're always booking your own sessions for the most part, right? And like you're
Yes.
doing you're wearing all of the hats. What's your favorite part of the stage that you're in? Because I know that you're in the part of building your team
Yeah.
and all of that. What's the most exciting part of that right now for you?
It might sound funny, but I always joke about it of not knowing what's next.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know myself. I trust myself enough to know that whatever is next, I'm going to make it happen.
Right.
So of course, continue to go to the NAMs,
Mm-hmm.
to the event spaces, to the parties, and just continue to shake hands and see what's out there.
Right.
Because I feel like not a lot of artists do that. They rely on their team, their management to go make the connects happen for
Mm-hmm.
them. And I never used to be that person, but I started stepping into that because I actually enjoy it. I
Yeah.
enjoy having these conversations with people. I enjoy talking highly of myself because I'm proud of what I've done.
Right. And I don't, especially as an independent artist, I don't think that people realize how strong your own marketing is. Like
Yeah.
when it's coming from you,
Hmm.
connecting with an artist personally is just something that's so valuable for a fan base, I think. And networking, you've always been really good at networking ever since I first met you, is you do show up at the events and you do all that. It's a lot more effort on the relationship side. And I think that people think that if you're an independent artist, you have to do things alone. And I don't think that's the case. I think that's a misconception. I think that as an independent artist, you have the responsibility of making sure all of your stuff gets done. That doesn't mean that you have to do it alone, but you're the CEO of your business. So, like, you're bringing your own photographer, videographer, or
Yeah.
people that just want to be around you that will resonate with what you're doing. And hopefully, everyone kind of gets lifted up together. But the thing about being an independent artist is that you're not being gifted a team. There's like
Right.
not 20 people at your door that's doing your stylist, your driver, everyone. So you can actually think about art.
Yeah.
So I
It's a,
don't know. There's magic in that. I commend you for
a
it.
lot of trial and error, a lot of
Yeah,
unreliable people. But some people are gems and they hang around and they
you got to find the
support.
gems.
Yes.
They're in there. They're in the rough. But yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you.
I have
It's
a
not everyone. Not everyone works out.
I have a very small team, but everybody is on point, and we're learning together, we're growing together,
Hmm.
and it's exciting. So we're experiencing all this excitement together wherever we go, whatever opportunities come across the table. Um, Again, I'm having fun with this.
Nice. Well, tell me a little bit about your workflow in the studio. Like,
Yeah.
say you just pull up to the studio, your producer's there. What's a day in the life?
Typically, if we don't already have anything in the library of beats,
Hmm.
I like to make a lot of new stuff just on the spot, just wherever we
What do
feel
you want to
inspired.
do? What do you want to do today?
Yeah.
Yeah, just having
It's
fun.
funny, but I mean, that's just the way that it happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm just feeling this, or I might have a song that I've been bumping all week at the gym.
Hmm.
Maybe like a Drake song or somebody that's inspiring me. Hey, I want to make a song like this. I want to challenge myself and see if I could do it.
It's organic.
Yeah.
And so, do you typically listen to for a beat first or instrumental, and then you hop in? Or are you producing around something that you're doing? Like, does he
Um,
come up? Does he come with stuff that's ready, and then you just go in there? Or are you
we have
creating that part together?
we usually we have a library of loops that we kind of just mess with, or sounds that we just um kind of mess with in the sense of seeing what sticks. What's
Okay.
catchy, what's gonna grab my attention from the jump,
Okay.
and then I'll start coming up with some melodies. That's what I specialize in, hooks and choruses. And then I started, singing a lot more. instead of just rap. So I'm just processing them like, okay, let's get the hook down. Sometimes, as you know, as an artist, I mean, sometimes I might start with the first couple bars and get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, move on to the last part. Let's
Yeah.
move on to bar number 6
Okay, I was
or
gonna ask,
something.
what do you do
Yeah.
when you get stuck?
I move on. I just
You
keep,
just move on.
I give it enough effort to try to attempt to do it. But if not, I'm like, leave that there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just move on to this next 4 bar section.
That's probably one of the best gems that
Yeah.
we've heard so far today is the fact that like if you get stuck, just keep going. Just move on because later when you have a bigger picture, it tends to make sense.
Yeah,
Right? It'll be easier to fill in.
it's crazy because everything that I do, I think you've seen when I recorded with you.
Mm-hmm.
I do everything bar for bar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, a lot of people have never seen me record before. They're like, what is he doing? Like, how is this going to come together?
Mm-hmm.
And then press play and everything just sounds great. You
Right.
know, sounds like I did it all at once. And that's an art in itself that I've been mastering.
Mm-hmm.
Also, along with last year where I started freestyling a lot of my lyrics.
Okay.
So it's just, I'm just consistently challenging myself and just pushing myself to just be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I would say like when I came out here and I started I actually went to production engineering school. I was
Nice.
working more and more with hip hop artists and coming from being I was more of like a pop wine bar alternative girl
Hmm.
in Texas before I moved out here, writing songs in a notebook, taking months to like complete it. When I saw people just get in the studio and they just get behind the mic and they're just like, let me just figure it out. I was
Yeah.
like, what? That's a thing? People do that. One, I thought it was breaking all the rules. First of all, at the beginning, I was like, what is going on here? But it took maybe like one session for me to realize that like that's it. That's amazing. That's insane. And it takes a different part of your brain, I think,
Oh yeah.
to make something on the fly that ends up being cohesive,
Yes.
and just be there. But I also see the benefit of hearing it back right away. Because me and
Yeah.
my guitar, me and the piano, it's just me singing it again. But having it as it's gonna be on the track, it just moves forward. And the process of recording music and making music has gotten so fast.
Yeah.
So how many songs would you say you make a month
Uh, on
on
average, I say
average?
about 4 to 5,
Four
but
to
they're
five.
all usually when we hit the studio. Our goal also is no matter what happens, we have to finish a complete song today. So
Okay.
if it takes the whole day to make a beat, do
I
everything,
like
that's just our
that.
goal.
I like
But
that.
going back to what you said on freestyling,
Mm-hmm.
what we're touching on, it took me a long time to jump into that light because I was very discouraged. I didn't have trust in myself
Mm.
as an artist to do that. I would sit there and just break my head and be like, "How do people do this?" Just like you said,
What
you
would
know.
what gave you more? Like what gave you more comfort in that area to just
Uh,
get in there?
Recording myself at home and
Okay.
just getting in the motions of press record, press stop, listening to it. I think that just translated over working with my producer and just us gaining that chemistry together. At first, yeah, it took
Yeah.
me maybe 8 hours to make a song,
Yeah.
and then you get faster at it. Six
Faster.
hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, sometimes faster, sometimes it takes the whole day, but just depends on the mood.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of times being in this kind of position where independent artists, you're making things for other people, being able to engineer for yourself is so valuable and so
Yes.
important, not only for just the convenience if you can do it. For me, I don't love to do it. I would rather be able
Really?
to just be on the mic
Yeah.
and shout out to Eli did it because he takes care of the vocal. He just does everything so amazing as an engineer for me.
Hmm.
But it's good that I've done it and that I've been an engineer for others because I know how to communicate with him better. And I know how
Absolutely.
to kind of navigate a session in a way that makes me feel better because I know how to talk to him rather than like, oh, I just got to record and he's recording. And like, there's an extent of, I don't know, comfort that comes from that. So that's really
No,
cool.
I commend you for that. I agree. That's also why I went to school. I ended up going for music production because I wanted to understand how to talk to the producers.
Yes.
I didn't know, like, hey, use that little sound there, or whatever.
Yeah.
Move this.
What is something you used to say before you went to school?
Something I would honestly just shut up and just
You didn't
let them
say
do their thing and just like trust them. But as soon as I started seeing what it took, I was like, this is kind of easy.
yeah.
Um, Maybe I'll go to school for this and
Yeah.
learn it. And then plus, I was like, I'm tired of playing people for stuff that I might not be completely content with.
Hmm.
I want to do this myself.
That was another thing too. Like just
Yeah.
knowing what you want and being able to execute that instead of having to convey your vision to somebody else and hope that they get it and
Yeah.
hope that they have the tools and the understanding to get it
Yeah.
to where you want it.
Not everybody has your
Yeah,
vision.
exactly,
And
exactly.
and for the most part too, I didn't even know what I wanted to go to music school for. I just knew that I wanted to go. That just I leaned into that music production, but
Hmm.
luckily at LA Film, they taught us a little bit of everything: recording, songwriting, marketing.
Okay.
Honestly, I have my degree in music production, but I don't lean into it all the time. I try to co-produce a lot
Okay.
or executive produce for
Yeah.
the most part.
I
You
love
know,
that. Yeah, same. Because it's for me. I also when I was going to school for production engineering, I realized that I don't like picking the sounds. Like
yeah,
picking the drum sound for me is like the
anxiety.
no, I can't. It's too much. But once the drum sounds are picked out, I would love to be in the room and help with the pocket. So I can imagine that you have essentially a vision, and now
Yeah,
with your knowledge, you can kind of morph things into more of what you think
and
it should be.
yeah, and I got a lot of trust in my boy Freddie
Hmm.
and my boy Jen. Amazing team members. I rely on them a lot for my ideas, and we reflect a lot of ideas off each other. And I'll also share something with you from school. What always will resonate with me is the professors would tell you, it doesn't matter how you get the job done. It matters how fast you get the job done. You can use any tools that you have at your accessibility, but at the end of the day, if you take too long, somebody else is going to get the job.
Hmm.
So for that part, I thought about it. I was like, yo, like it might take me 4 or 5 hours to make a beat, but Freddie could make it in 30 minutes.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I got to work with everybody and just trust them and just
Optimize
relay
your
my ideas.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think once you're at a point where you know your strong suits,
Yes.
that's your next step.
You
Do
unlock
what you're
that.
good at. Just do what you're good at. And then even if you're independent, you find people and team members that are good at what they love to do and put them in positions to do that and elevate them.
Absolutely.
But one more question I had that I think that would be really interesting and super helpful for people watching. When you're getting these emails about sync placements and stuff like that, is there a level of professionalism that you're including in your emails and like the timeliness of when you respond? Because I feel like all of that's really important too.
So I'm actually newly starting to lean into those briefs because what
Okay.
I've had before has been more exclusive,
Okay.
just the relationships, which of course I'm always gonna prioritize. But
Right.
now my mindset is like, okay, what else can we do? How else can we elevate? So yes, I do get briefs every day,
Hmm.
and sometimes I'm just mad because I'm like, man, we could knock this out, but somebody's not available, or I'm not
Yeah.
available, or just can't make it happen because
Right.
some of them are just short time.
You, a lot of times you get something at 6 or 8
Yes,
p.m. that
yeah,
needs to be sent in by 11 a.m.
yeah, and I'm like,
And it's
how
crazy. It's
exactly?
insane. So that's why I always say like the catalog is everything.
It is.
It is. What advice would you have for someone who has like never jumped into sync, doesn't have any relationships, doesn't where would they start?
Master your craft, practice,
Hmm.
be on top of it before you even approach these people because you could lose an opportunity not having the greatest music, not having the greatest networking skills. So work on your skills,
Hmm.
work on your team, be prepared.
Hmm. Amazing. Um, so is there anything that you're working on right now that you kind of want to feature, that you want to like let the people know about?
Yeah, we knocked out a couple of movie trailer songs last year,
Okay.
and I'm leaning more into the movie stuff because, of course, it's higher payments, but I'm just reaching higher because I want to get to those levels of movies, of the trailers, more video game placements, more TV stuff. I mean, that's just where it's at.
Hmm.
I love making music as an artist, but just as you know, the DSPs are just not where it's at right now for the financial situation.
Right.
I would love to make music for the people, and I have my catalog for both, for sync and my personal. But
I kind of want to hear a little bit more about your personal music because
yeah,
we've talked about the sync side of your stuff, but for your music, is it much different? Is there a different side of you we haven't seen yet?
um,
You said you've been singing.
I have been singing.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, not like Bruno Mars or anything like that. More like of a Kevin Gates or
okay.
I like Jelly Roll. I like Teddy
You
Swims.
like Jelly Roll? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I wanted to know. I wanted to know what was going on in the Randy stuff. So, is any of that on Spotify?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
It will be, but I had a lot of insecurities about that too. And I got a lot of reassurance recently, like, hey, that's really dope. You should run with that. I was like, are you serious?
You have a
You know?
really good tone. You have a
I
super unique tone.
it's been a work in progress. I mean, school helped tremendously.
Okay.
Music theory, just practice in general. Again, having a great engineer. Shout out to Freddie again. you know, all of those elements have come into play. But I always on the side, like at home or in the car, I'm always singing, just
Right.
low key. Y'all ain't gonna hear me, but
That's that's where we get the most practice in, right? Is
yeah.
just when it hits.
I
And
mean, yeah, I mean, people don't even know I bump a lot of pop records in my car or at the gym.
what are the pop records you bump?
Top 40s to like, I mean, I listen to everything like Bruno Mars to the Taylor Swifts to everything that's hot. The Maroon 5. I mean, a lot of these people are phenomenal songwriters.
Yeah, Maroon 5 will always have it for me. And
Yes.
it's always going to be the first album they released. The Songs About Jane album,
Okay.
crazy. But their mixes, even later in life, their pop stuff has always been amazingly produced, mixed, mastered. I'd give it to them.
That's the standard.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say what's your future goals for yourself? Like, say, give me like 5 years from now.
Um, Probably to have my own like publishing house.
Publishing house.
In a sense, I mean, be that main guy that looks for talent because I know
Okay.
I can't do it forever, and I love to put the homies on,
Yeah,
and just find talent in general.
yeah. Make your
I
music.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have the ear for it, but right now I'm just breaking in the way I can.
Yeah.
hmm
Well, how much time do you commit per week to this part, like to this part of your
Every
life?
single day.
Yeah, that you
When
have
I'm
to, right?
listening to music, I'm like thinking of ideas. When I go to the gym, I call that my office. My car is my office too. All my phone calls are in the car.
Mm.
When I'm at the gym, I'm just zoned out, working out, listening to music, listening to beats, listening for concepts, formulating ideas. Some of my best ideas have come from the gym, or when I used to go, for example, float in the sensory deprivation tank. Yeah,
You did that?
yes,
How was that?
lovely. It's good
Lovely?
for meditation. It's just they say that a lot of
I've always wanted
CEOs
to
go in
try.
there. What's up?
Yeah, I've always wanted to try.
You gotta try it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did it for like a whole 2, 3 years straight.
Life changing?
It is because you get to meditate, just be by yourself, and I don't know, you're in a dark room, you're just floating,
It's out here? There's a spot?
yeah, Orange County. There's one in like Westwood, Pasadena, different
Okay.
companies, of course.
Okay.
Um, but it's a great thing just to kind of zone out and get away.
Mm-hmm.
They say that a lot of CEOs go in there
Yeah.
every morning, and some of them have their best life changing and business changing ideas in there.
Wow.
Um, it's just a part of just your healing process. For mental health too. I mean, because I've suffered with a lot of depression and anxiety before.
Mm-hmm. Same.
So you just gotta find what works for you. Music always
Self
works for me.
care.
Yeah.
Self care.
hmm
Yeah. And music can be a form of self care. And I think that it can get a little toxic sometimes when we start using our hobbies and our crafts to serve other people
You think so?
exclusively when we're not doing it for ourselves anymore. It sounds
Mm,
like it
I
sounds
see.
like you still have just as much passion for it as you ever have. And like that is your office and it is fun for you. And it seems
Yeah.
like you're taking a healthy amount of time to think about your mental and to take care of
Yes.
yourself. Go to the gym. You're
Yeah.
saying all of these things that are really good.
Therapy too.
Therapy,
Yeah.
all of that.
Very helpful.
Normalize all of these things in the music industry. Because one thing I was sitting on a panel with, right follow up, Tupac's manager was speaking right before us, and it was me, Erico, and Kevin Lyman. But what I took the most, and I found myself thinking about for quite a big chunk of our panel, was the fact that she said in sports, when you're an athlete, a professional athlete, you have how many people making sure you're hydrated, your diet is right, you're working out, you're going to sleep, you're doing
Yeah.
all of that. As an artist, they don't care. They
Nah.
don't care if you've eaten today. They don't care how your mental
We're
is.
probably the
In
most.
fact, the sadder, the better. How much, you have a lot in your life? Yeah, you come in the studio. Tell us about it.
We're probably the
You
most
know?
unhealthiest people.
So that's what I'm saying is like, I really
Yeah.
like a lot of the things that you're saying that you do for yourself because
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great way to maintain the passion
Oh
and
yeah.
to not feel like it's just the walls crumbling and everything so much because it's easy to get there.
Absolutely.
It's easy to get there.
Shout out Urko too. You're on the panel with
Oh
him. That's
yeah,
my
yeah.
boy. He did of course,
We love
the Street
Irko.
Fighter,
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
album. I
Oh
mean, Yeah.
that was all Irko.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, Irko's a homie. We'll put his
Genius.
face here and like some things about Irko.
With the bow
But
tie.
with the bow tie, he's your favorite mix engineer with
Shout
the
out to
bow tie.
Breeze too.
He
That's my boy.
platinumizes.
DJ Breeze, my boy
DJ
too.
Breeze, we love DJ Breeze.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one
Um,
thing I do love about this community. It's
yeah.
full of good people too.
Definitely. Yeah, your mental health is everything, not only in your career, but in your personal life. And it's unfortunate for us as males. A lot of guys don't want to admit that they need the help. It's especially in my culture, I think it's more frowned upon as a weakness or you're crazy, straight up.
The stigma on it is insane. What if
Yeah.
we could just think of it as leveling up? Like,
Hmm.
oh, I'm starting therapy. I'm about to level up now because I'm gonna actually think clear for once. That would be nice, or like not be
Yeah.
like sad when I wake up. So I'll actually make my list and do what I'm supposed to do. But I'm sure it's rough as a male, especially in music, because you're expected to always be on point,
It's
and
yeah.
you're expected to come in the same way every day. And as a female, it's also hard because it's just like one, we have, the biological like ups and downs of like our emotions and stuff. So we're just trying to like be there consistently.
Right.
But if you can kind of do both and just know that you're protecting your mental and you're protecting your person and you're doing something that's passionate, like or that you're passionate about, I think that you really figured it out.
Well, everybody, not everybody, but people often tend to forget that our brain, our mind, it's a muscle. You got to work it out. In a sense, I mean, this therapy stuff has made it a lot stronger for me, a lot easier for me to bounce back from traumas or issues or problems. And of course, working through your traumas. And I think the main thing is, I mean, I firmly believe in energy. So when you have negative energy that you're holding in, that's just building up inside of you and you don't speak on it, you don't get it out of you, you know, that's a huge thing. I feel like that's on our process to healing. I mean, in a sense, in the process of healing, you need to get that negative energy out first and foremost. Then after you do that, you need to address your issues. You can only talk about your problems for so long, but what about the actions? How are you going to fix them? How are you going to solve your problems? That's what I found myself in therapy for like the last 3.5 years. I was talking about my problems the whole time, sad, depressed, just going through the motions. And then I had to sit with myself and just realize, like, hey, man, like, you're venting a lot, but what are you doing about it? So I recently checked out and just started putting everything in action. I feel like a Jedi now.
You're like a Jedi now. I love it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Biggest difference is what it
Confidence, number
confidence.
one, because that's something that I've always struggled with, especially as artists. That's the number one thing. Like, is my music good enough? Am I good enough? Is my voice good enough? Is my, do I sound professional? I mean,
Right.
everything, you know?
So if you're not going to therapy for the mental health, go for the confidence.
Yeah.
Like and I say that lightheartedly because I do firmly believe in how good therapy can be for you. It's changed my life significantly as well.
Yeah.
I really hope that we find a way to change the stigma of therapy and music. For anyone that is looking for help, we can link what was there's a thing and we'll link it here that
Right there.
right here. It's free therapy for people that are in music and
Fire.
it's really really helpful. Also, there's a lot of places you can reach out to, and I hope that you guys don't feel like you're alone because I talk to anybody in music, and
Yeah.
it's
But
probably the most common thing going on. But I like that you gave action and you kind of pointed out like what you were doing wrong,
yeah.
and how a lot of people sit in, you know, what if, maybe not, should I even? But you just started doing things, and now you said you feel like a Jedi.
I mean, it's a level up process, right? And
Yeah,
if you're not, you just staying still, and
exactly.
you're not moving, you're not growing. So that's something I had to, it was a hard lesson for me to learn because I was just so stagnant for a long time.
Amazing.
And I'm like, yo, like, nobody's going to hand you this music career. Nobody's going to get you these placements.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to go hunt for you. There's no incentive, and music just in general has always been my therapy too. It makes me feel at ease. It allows me to express my emotions, to get some of that energy out. The sports project I did, not not to put too much into it, but I was going through a lot of negative emotions at the time before the project, and I found a way to actually convert that into positivity.
Wow.
And the project, I'm very proud of it. It's amazing. You know, it's high intensity, but it's just it has its own puns in it. If you know me, you know. But it's music for the world.
How did you do that? How did you do? Did you switch it mentally or lyrically?
No, that's the Jedi mind tricks.
You just used it. You used that energy
I
and you made
leaned
something positive
I
out of
leaned
it.
into it and just like, hey, like we got to do this project.
Hmm.
Got to get it done, and this is exciting because I know the possibilities for the outcome of it. For the placements, you know,
Right.
I'm like, I just did Street Fighter. Street Fighter came out. I'm like, what's next?
Yeah. How did that feel, by the way? Like, just
it,
you have the game, I'm sure.
yeah, I play it all the
You
time,
play all the- How often do you hear your music?
every day.
Every day.
I
Is it still as good as the first day?
I trip out because I'm like, I'm a gamer first and foremost. So
Uh-huh.
I'll put that out there. I've been a gamer my whole life.
Okay.
So putting music and games together, I mean, that's what else could I ask for?
I know. All
You
I
know,
want to do in life is the Pokemon theme song.
you
Just
will
one day, if they would just reach out, I'm your girl. Just come through. But
get
no.
patched in with Patchbae.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Phenomenal experience. I know you came and supported me at Amoeba last
I
year
saw you at
with a
Amoeba.
performance.
Yes.
That was great. I mean, uh,
Signing autographs.
man, it was. I don't know if you remember in that performance. In the beginning, there was a mishap with the sound,
I heard.
and
Yes.
it completely cut out.
And then, okay, so I came like a
Okay.
little bit
Oh,
too
okay,
late.
okay. It's all good.
Yes. So what
So,
happened?
so we
Tell
had just
us.
started, and some kind of glitch in electricity or something.
Okay.
I was in the middle of my verse, um, maybe like about halfway through my verse, just killing it. And I had a lot of anxiety that day because I was just getting over COVID,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay.
So I was like, can I even do this? You know?
Yeah.
And I toughed it out, and I was just like in the zone, just doing my thing, performing to the crowd. And then all of a sudden, the music gets cut out, and I'm like, the heck, like, you
What'd you
know?
do?
Uh, Luckily, I just snapped into. I don't remember the exact motion, but I know that I actually restarted my verse a cappella, and it was dope because the crowd was rapping it with me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it was like, all right, I'm on.
That's you got to
So
do
I had
it.
a double performance for the same song technically, so it looked really great. I got to find that footage too
You
because
should.
yeah,
You should. And I talk about that. I also am a performance coach, a vocal coach, and when I'm doing
hmm
performance coaching, uh, we actually have an exercise where we'll run the music,
yeah,
and then mid performance, you don't know when, we're gonna cut the sound
that's
off.
amazing.
And you better just figure out a way to finish the song. And it's been so much fun because what's really cool about it is I think there's a big picture with everything, the music and all the theatrics and stuff.
Yeah,
But when the sound cuts out and it's just that artist that you've been rocking with,
yeah.
there's magic to that. And there's magic to the fact that you're doing it live. You
You know,
know, there's no the background or background
vocals,
vocals,
nothing. I
ad
mean,
libs.
you know,
You're just out here.
I haven't done a lot of performances in my life, unfortunately. You
Okay.
know, but when we did Rolling Stone, we did Amoeba. I felt like I did a great job.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is that I haven't practiced a lot. I'll be honest with you, but I do practice in my mind and like mentally. Like, okay, what am I gonna do? All the movements, the physical stuff, it just happens. And I'm
That's
like, am I
good.
looking goofy or am I looking okay? Like,
If it's natural for you, that's amazing.
I wouldn't call myself a natural performer, but I think the main part of it is like you gotta learn your lyrics, of course. You know,
Right.
and I'm like, I don't want to stumble.
Learn your lyrics.
So,
Write them down one time with pencil and you'll have them forever. Sorry, I
or
stress
that.
that too. Also with
No, that's great.
my performance clients, all of them, because that's the one thing too. If you're not confident in the lyrics and what you're performing, and
Yeah.
that's obviously gonna trip you up before anything else is.
Well, you got to think too. I mean, a lot of these songs we did them in the studio, and then the opportunities. I don't want to say they prolonged, but they came out much later in date.
Right.
So I wasn't thinking about certain performances. I wasn't thinking about performing.
At all in general at
Yeah,
that point. Yeah.
I know when we went to Rolling Stone in New York, we did the Twitch live on Rolling Stone. So it was
Oh
a live
wow.
performance. We could not mess up.
Can't mess up. How'd it go?
It went phenomenal. We
Amazing.
practiced here in the Valley about a month before, and then funny enough, we were at the hotel over there practicing together. And then when the day came of the performance, I think we had to be at the studio about like 8 a.m., 8:30. I know we got there about 7:45. I had hit the gym already, got breakfast. I was excited. And when we finally hit the studio together, I believe we had like 3 or 4 practices before we went live,
Oh, wow.
and everybody was on point. I mean, working with professionals it's a different thing because um, you know, you can rely on everybody
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost, and it's a lot less pressure.
Right.
You know, just do your job and everything's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And had a great experience with that. A1 with my boy Koyo Sone, the
Nice.
executive producer for Street Fighter. The
Okay.
what we did with the music, Rocco 808, GRP, whole Capcom team, very phenomenal. A1 experience. They treated me with the utmost respect. They put a lot of trust in me to do my thing. I mean, I some of the best times of my life, and it being my first placements.
Yeah.
I mean, man, like I'm just blessed for that. Like, thank God for
Those are
that.
huge first placements.
Yeah,
They're big and they're good to have under your belt. And I'm so excited for the rest of your journey.
I'm proud of them. And I'm proud that that they brought me back for more music on the soundtrack.
That means you did a good job.
Yeah,
Yeah, that means that you got a job with them, that they trust you too.
yeah,
Yeah. As far as therapy goes,
yeah.
we wanted to say something about what happens when you don't necessarily like the therapist that you've been assigned, or,
I,
don't get
yeah.
along, or it's just not doing it for you anymore.
Yeah, one thing that I forgot to address earlier that I think is crucial is I was talking to you about number one, of course, how important therapy is, but just to be there, you don't realize that you have options. You could choose a male, female, different age group, different types of therapy, family, group, individual, EMDR for trauma.
Hmm.
One thing that I learned, I don't want to say early on, but let's say like 8 months in, is that you could actually outgrow your therapist.
Mm,
It just might not be the right fit, and there's nothing personal about it. It's all business, but just be self-conscious, aware that you can ask for somebody else. You can ask for a change. It might even be great for you. You know, don't give up on it just because you're hitting a brick wall with one therapist or just having circle conversations. If you don't feel comfortable, speak up. But a lot of people don't. Unfortunately, they just don't know any better, or they know that they don't know that they have those options.
right.
Yeah,
And I think also when you develop a relationship with a therapist, you almost like feel bad. You don't want to like break up with them. But at the same time, it's like any relationship. Like if it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing for you, and if you're not happy in it, you have to be the one to communicate that and to take action and get yourself
yeah.
to a place where maybe you can have someone who hears you out a little bit better, maybe has different kinds of advice, different things that you haven't heard yet.
That's absolutely. I mean, I don't think your therapist is ever going to be like, "Hey, I don't want to work with you," or "You've outgrown me." I don't think that they even can say that morally or ethically. To be honest, they're just going to continue to listen to your problems, continue to maybe give you the advice, and they're getting paid at the end of the day. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, like if you're not,
Yeah, if they keep getting paid and if they haven't no feedback and then they're not changing, I don't know. Maybe step one would be to give a little bit of feedback to the therapist, but even
yeah,
then, that's not 100% on you. Like if it's a comfortability thing. If you're not comfortable, figure out a way to find someone that you are comfortable with. And I've heard people tell me that it's taken 4 or 5 therapists sometimes to get there. So I feel like,
it took me." It took me two, and then I switched up. Took a kind of took a break on one to try a different type of therapy.
mm,
That I realized that it just wasn't a good fit for me based on the circumstances. I just felt like they weren't. I don't want to say prepared, but at the same time, they weren't. You
right,
know, so it didn't work out for me,
right.
and I was like, all right, I want to go back to my last therapist, and I ended up just taking a break
Mm-hmm,
for it's about 5 months now,
mm-hmm.
but I feel great, you know, and I know that that option is there as a safety net.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
And it's not, there's nothing wrong with it. And I think that that's a great tool to say that like you can be okay without therapy, and it shouldn't feel like just because you're starting therapy that you're going to be doing it forever. But as long as it's helpful, as
yeah,
long as you can feel good and not be going to therapy, and then know that, like you said, that it's a safety blanket. Like if you need it,
yeah,
just being able to have that muscle to reach out,
yeah.
it's so important.
But you know what, Sue? Somebody, close friend of mine told me like, even when you are feeling good, those might even be the right times to go to therapy too, because you can't be there all sad all the time. I mean, maybe I do want to have
Yeah.
my, affirmations, my like, hey, I'm doing well. Good mental check-ins. Maybe we
Yeah.
check in less frequently than
Hmm.
every week. Maybe every 2 weeks, maybe
Yeah.
once a month, just to
Yeah.
make sure everything's good. So I'm not opposed to it. I took this break and I felt like it was very healthy for me.
Mm.
Meanwhile, but I do have my moments.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got to touch on that part.
Yes.
Another thing we forgot about was I didn't ask you much about your family. What was your family life like? Do you have like a background in music?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I have a small family based out of LA, with roots to Mexico, Zacatecas, Mexico. Still doing homework on a lot of my other family history, like on my father's side.
Hmm.
But learning from my grandmother, as I grew up, like there were always musicians in my family, like real musicians, Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wow.
Traveled all over the country to perform. Heavy destination was Catalina Island, the casino.
Okay.
My grandmother's father, uncles, brothers, they all performed there. So that would be my great grandfather, which I didn't never had a chance to meet.
Okay.
But she's, my grandmother Carmen, is very proud of the background, and I guess that's why I gravitated towards music. It's something that's always been there for me,
Hmm.
and I could never leave it. I could never go away from it. I
You
always
got the
miss it.
genes.
Yeah, it's
It's
in
in
my
your genes.
yes.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I didn't pick up any instruments.
It's
I was
never too
always
late.
I was always discouraged to do so. And my voice is my instrument, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's incredible. There's so many musicians that don't recognize their voice as their instrument, you know? So
yeah,
just having one or the other, it's still a blessing. And it's
absolutely.
what you do with it. So that's amazing. I didn't know about your family being in like the
It's
Philharmonic, and then you
crazy.
have like
Yeah.
there's so much. Do you think that any of that influenced you as a kid? Like, do you think that
As
you
a,
saw them performing and wanted to do that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. As a kid, I was just my head was elsewhere. Video games. I'm like, yeah, yeah, whatever.
Mm,
That sounds cool. Classical music, whatever. I'm listening to hip hop. I was a little ignorant. But as I've grown as an adult and even through music school, my horizons have broadened. I've listened to jazz. I
mm,
listen to everything.
okay.
I appreciate music. So now, knowing that valuable history, it's exciting to me because I want to go back and I want to maybe catch any kind of audio performance or
Yeah.
anything, to know about my family history, to see where I fit in, to see where I don't know, maybe I could sample something, maybe
Oh my gosh,
legally, I
that
don't
would be
know.
crazy.
That'd be dope,
And you're
right?
carrying the torch and like,
Yeah.
carrying the legend of keeping the music alive in the family. So
It,
that's
it's
amazing.
definitely a dope thing because some of these like articles, like the Rolling Stone and such, I'm passing on to my grandma, and then my grandma has
That's
her
so
text community
cool.
of like friends and fam.
Yeah.
She's like sending everything. Oh look,
Oh,
my grandson did this, my grandson
yeah.
did that, and
They're
they
so
don't know anything
happy.
behind it. They just know that
Yeah.
they've seen, oh, Rolling Stone, oh, Amoeba, oh, Street Fighter. Like people know the
Yeah.
big titles, but they don't know the backstory behind it.
Right.
I didn't even know he did music.
Yeah. You get to surprise all your family that didn't know.
It's dope. It's a
That's
good feeling. You know
amazing.
what I mean? When you have, especially family, they're able to brag about you in a good way.
Yeah.
Because my upbringing was, there's nobody in my family, like for example, on my mother's side that does any kind of art or entertainment or music. So everybody looked at me like, oh, it's crazy when I wanted to do music. Like you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life, like you're chasing
Yes.
a pipe dream.
Yes.
I've had every single
Mm.
conversation experience, been let down, been brought down. I mean, I don't want to get too much into it, but everything that says don't do this,
Mm-hmm.
but I've always had that urge to continue to do it and continue to better myself. As we talked about earlier, I mean, so many people wanted to quit, so many people have quit.
Mm-hmm.
I've had those days, but I don't know, something just tells me like keep doing it,
Do it
keep going.
anyways.
Yeah.
Do it sad, do it
And
mad, do it.
I'll leave you with a valuable term, being unapologetically myself,
Mm.
because that's what I gift to this world, me. My personality, my unique sound, that's what I pride myself on.
And you can always be confident that no one can do you better than you.
I say that.
You know? Like no
I,
one's
hmm
there's no one competing with you on being you.
I,
So
100%. I agree with you. I
good
say, hey,
notes.
people are capable, but I do what I do. So that's why I feel comfortable. I don't see competition. My competition's in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, we talked a little bit about your songwriting and just kind of your workflow in the studio.
Yeah.
And we talked about the fact that you do bar for bar. I
Yeah.
noticed that you are kind of, you're pretty meticulous about your work though. So how do you go from that flow state to the final product?
I feel like I'm a freaking psycho when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, I used to play video games for hours. And for example, if I wanted to write to a song, I'd have the beat in the background on loop for hours,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
4 8 hours at a time. I never get sick of the beat.
Never.
And it led into a workflow of when I write lyrics or in the past or when I tackle something musically, it just has to be perfect. Um, I I'm just it's very unsettling for me to leave a project open
Mm-hmm.
or a song unfinished. It gives
Yeah.
me anxiety.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to have that peace of mind knowing that I've completed my job. And then getting out of the studio, driving home, like, damn, I messed up on one word. I want to go
Oh
back.
my gosh, that moment.
It-
I know. It's like when you hear it because you didn't hear it in the studio the whole time,
and it's
and
not
then you hear it
even,
in the car.
yeah, it's not
Mm-hmm.
even that I said it wrong. It's just I didn't say it the way that I might have wanted to say
Mm-hmm.
it, a different way, or I could have added some character to it,
Mm-hmm.
which actually leads me into my newer techniques or next techniques that I'm tackling. Okay, the music sounds dope already, but now stylize it, characterize it,
Mm-hmm.
go for the catch lines for the crowd to,
Yes.
to rap or sing back to you. I call it just saucing it up, polishing it,
Mm-hmm.
adding that extra razzle dazzle, whatever you want to call
The razzle dazzle.
it. But yeah,
Fairy dust.
I mean, fairy dust.
Little sparkles.
But
Um,
it's all these steps into making myself a greater musician, a greater artist that when it's all said and done, I want to know that I did everything I could musically with my ability. That I didn't leave anything on the table. I did everything I could to make it sound top notch, and
but
I'm
you like
always growing.
finishing stuff.
What's
So
up?
how do you know when you're done?
That's a funny thing. That's the flip side of the coin, right?
Yeah, how
Because
do
like
you
we never know when we're done.
so yeah, answer this question for me so I can agree with the last statement. Because yes, I agree, but I also like how.
No, Lord knows I got a lot of projects that I feel like are like 98.6% done. Like,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
but there comes a time when they're like, um, you show it to people like, this is dope. This is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, nah, it's not. It's not
It's
done
not done.
yet.
It's not done. I keep telling people it's not done. But at
um,
a certain point you just gotta release it.
yes,
It just has to happen.
one of my biggest flaws, but something that I've been working through. But honestly, what I could tell you, the remedy for that is actually yes, releasing it and then seeing the reaction, feeling the reaction, hearing the reaction, seeing the success from it.
Mm,
I'm like, hey man, you were doubting yourself the whole time. This was great to begin with. Why did you let it sit in the vault?
for so long.
Yeah,
For
like
so
I'm a
long.
little mad
I'm
at myself.
hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. No, I totally agree. And as a fellow perfectionist and someone who doesn't want to leave talent on the table, because I want every song to represent all of me, kind of,
Absolutely. Hmm.
like I I hear you and I feel you. But that's something that I'm working on too, is actually just being okay with imperfection.
But that's
Because
something that everybody is.
yeah,
Every artist, every producer, that's our biggest flaw,
yeah.
right?
What level of authenticity would you like? You know,
I mean,
like
for me, I actually have identified certain songs that I have put aside, put a tab on it. Hey, when I get to another level, when I get to a larger producer, somebody that I look up to,
mhm.
I'm gonna bust those records out and be like, hey,
Mm,
I got them to this level, but maybe I'm just having a block on it. Maybe I can't see past
hmm.
this level. I'm plateauing.
Yeah.
Can you help me? Can you give me your professional advice?
Yeah, and that's a great place to be too. And I think another great gem is that sometimes we have X amount
Yeah,
and it's helpful to have a collaborator or someone with experience that can push you to the next level and to have something ready for them in that moment is you
yeah,
looking 10 steps ahead.
yeah.
That's already because they could come up to you and you'd be like, "Oh, let me go write something." But you're already good. You got it written already.
I mean,
Like
yeah. I play a lot of chess. I've actually since I was a kid, so to be ten
you're
steps
thinking
ahead.
yeah, thinking
Yeah.
10 steps ahead right now.
Another great thing, just a gem to throw in there is one thing that they taught us when we graduated from LA Film in the speech was like, find yourself a great mentor.
Mhm.
It's very crucial.
Oh my god, yes.
I feel like I haven't found that just yet, but I've found mentors.
Mm.
I've
Yeah.
learned from different people. I've learned from myself, of course. But that would be the biggest thing. Attach yourself to somebody, whether you have to intern for them, whatever. The internship's not going to be forever,
Right.
but you got to sacrifice a little bit. That would be
To
the biggest.
learn.
Yeah,
To learn and to better yourself and to know how to carry yourself in the future and just have the connections and relationships that comes with something like that. But yes, mentorship is huge. And I like that you said that, like, because a lot of people will be in the position of like, I don't have a mentor. Where am I going to find a mentor? Like,
it's discouraging.
you gotta learn, you gotta look, and also even if it's like researching your favorite artist, producer, engineer, and then seeing how they go about like things.
Yeah.
What's their workflow and what content have they put out, and just being hungry for it because the information's out there.
Yeah, I think the engineer, do you know TZO?
Yeah,
I believe he was talking at a panel at NAMM, I think last year,
we love
talking
TZO.
about his assistant that started as an intern.
Yep.
How he approached him, like he literally just I think went up to him at the event and said, "Hey, how could I work for you? How could I learn?" And he was intrigued by that. I mean, I know it's a long shot, but I mean, you got to try at least too.
And it worked. Yeah, he
Yeah.
took him on.
Now he's working on the biggest records, right?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
forget the homie's name, but I remember that story.
Yeah.
Super dope, but it's also about putting yourself out there. Besides putting your music out, but putting yourself out because you can't stay behind a keyboard or a phone all day and expect opportunities to happen. You have to reach out. You have
Exactly.
to
Go where
get
the
out.
motion is.
You have to get out of the studio.
Yeah, for sure. You got to get out of the studio. You got to go where the motion is and catch the momentum.
Yes.
Because if you're just working and I mean, you could be in the studio the whole time doing a bunch of things, missing all the action.
Well, that's how we met. We met
Yeah,
at
that's
NAMM,
true.
right?
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, I
Out in
mean,
the wild.
networking
Yeah.
and led to a great friendship and great relationship, and here.
Yeah. Now we're here.
Yeah.
So we get to talk about all of your successes. It's so amazing that we got to have you in today.
It's an honor.
I feel so blessed because this turned into something way more than I had expected. You gave us gems, but you also gave us a lot of your truths and kind of a deeper understanding of not only who you are, but like what you do and like,
That's
yeah,
that's how my music is. That's just it's me. I'm the brand. I don't have to be anything more than I have to be. I could wake up and just be Randy Marx every day and not have to try to impress. It's just like I throw a hoodie on.
yeah,
I could throw a jacket on. I'm still the same person.
same person every
So
time.
I feel like I'm mastering that and I'm comfortable in my skin, comfortable as an artist, comfortable as an individual. So it's still a growing process, but everything's been a blessing.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
For everyone who wants to go stalk your page now, where can they find you?
RandyMarx.com for everything, but all socials are at It's Randy Marx. I think I'll put it right here.
Right here.
At It's Randy Marx. Got a lot of great music coming out. Stay tuned for a lot of great projects. I just feel like larger things are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. And if you want to know more about what's going on, just stay tapped in. Like
Yeah.
everything is moving so fast. So follow him.
It's crazy.
Push the buttons, everything, so you know whenever he drops new music. But
Yeah.
we love it. You've officially been patched in with Patchbae.
Officially patched in with Patchbae. Shout out to Patchbae.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to the team Music Patch, right?
Yes, Music Patch,
Shout
the
out
team.
Nufo.
Everybody.
Shout out my boy
Yes.
33.
Who else?
Who else? Who else? Who do we talk
Who's
about?
the girl? The girl that was with you.
Renee.
Renee.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out Renee. Okay.
Yeah.
And if we forgot you, we love you.
My mind goes blank when you just asked me to shout out a whole bunch of people, but everybody that's been supporting, I
Yeah.
mean, they know what's up. I mean, it's all love. It's all mutual. It's all always reciprocated, of course.
Right.
You know, and yeah, thank you for this. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. As it should be. And y'all, welcome to the fam. This is Randy. Y'all are friends now. Go tap in. See you next time.
Yeah.